Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to share a technique that I recently discovered while I was trying to make one of my foundation to work on my skin. I name it the sandwich technique because it involves several thin layers. The name is not new. I think When Ghost had a similar technique on one of his videos, but my steps and the products that I use are a bit different than his. So as we are entering to the hottest season, foundation tends to melt down way faster, even for those of you who are not oily, and using a mattifying primer can prolong the staying power of your foundation, but this is not a warranty that it will last all day. With this technique that I discovered, you will basically avoid to end up a hot mess like this and stay flawless all day like this. You will only need to follow a few steps and you will also need few products to achieve this. First, you need a foundation, of course. Here I have chosen the foundation that helped me to discover this technique. A beauty blender type of sponge. Whichever you like and use it, it will work. A loose translucent setting powder. I love this Masterfix one from Maybelline. And lastly, you need a makeup setting spray. I'm using this one from Skindinavia. I don't use a mattifying primer in this case. I don't want to add too many products that will clog my pores. Also, I don't use a pore blurring primer. You will not need one. You will see later why. Lastly and optionally, you need to pin your hair back. I have dampened my beauty blender before to ensure it's prepared, but I squeeze it really good. Now I will add few sprays from the makeup setting spray and I will start applying the foundation on my face. I'll be looking down in the mirror and I hope I won't get out of focus. My habit is to spread the foundation with a brush or with my hands before. In this way, I not only use less product, but also the beauty blender will be easy to clean. I hate cleaning sponges, but you do you. The brush is optional. I don't want to make this technique too complicated, but in the same way, this is my way of work. After I spread the foundation with the brush, I start pressing it really well all the way using the sponge that has setting spray to it. I work in sections, half of the face, then the other half, but you also can do it in your way. The next step is to grab your loose setting powder. I've tried with the pressed one and the result is not the same. Take your sponge and dip it into the powder. This much I use and it is enough. Then start to press the powder into your face. Don't bake, just set the foundation. The cleaning freak from me wouldn't have done this before. Do you know how much it takes to get out the powder from your sponge? In reality, it's not taking that much. After I set the face with the sponge, I almost have no pores. That's why I said you don't need a pore filling primer, because you are adding too much to your face and risk to clog pores. You can see how almost photoshopped my face looks like after that. I will apply my concealer. If you want to add it before step 2, you can do that. I'm using another setting powder for my concealer and from this reason I didn't do it before. Or maybe I forgot, doesn't matter. Your concealer can benefit from the power of setting spray too. After this step, it's time to finish the makeup of your face. Bronzer, blush, highlighter, whatever you desire, but to be in powder format. Yes, my face looks very smooth, I know that. The last step on this technique. Take your setting spray and set the whole face with it. I spritz 5 to 8 times on my face. Be careful to keep your eyes closed. Now I think it will be a good moment to invest in a mini face drying fan. So these are all the steps I follow to ensure I will have my foundation and my makeup to stay in place all day. I've combined more techniques and I created the one that works better for my oily skin. I just discovered it last week and I'm addicted to it. These days we had high temperatures and my foundation lasted all day without melting. I was slightly dewy by the end of the day on the day when I went outside and walked in the sun for several hours. Now I will do the rest of my makeup, brows and lips, out of camera. And here is the final makeup look. I will zoom you to see up close. I don't recommend though to use this method on your everyday makeup routine. This can cause with time clogging pores and resulting breakouts. I did not experience this problem so far and usually I don't break out so easily from makeup products. But this is the ultimate technique to set your face when you are going to an event and you know you need to look flawless. Maybe a wedding or so, because it's still the wedding seasons now. I wish I could have discovered this technique on the day when I had my wedding. Too late now, but maybe I can help some of future brides. This thing will make me really happy. I have one more thing that I want to add. You might use whichever foundation you want. I think the most important product on this technique is your setting spray. This one from Skindinavia is very good and I have had in the past the one from Urban Decay, I think it's called All Nighter. Now I got it in a travel size. But if your budget is allowing you, please invest in a good setting spray. Because we are using the setting spray like the borders of the actual sandwich, we need to ensure that this we can rely on the actual setting spray. If you are oily and if you have problems with your foundation that is melting, please do that. In this way, you can make almost any foundation to stay in place all day. See the example of this Lancome foundation, which for me was a big pain, because I spent a lot on it. I love the shade and the finish, but I hate the way it looked on me after 1 hour of wearing. If you use this technique, I would like to hear your results. And also please share it with your friends, your neighbors, and why not, with your enemies. Let them look good and maybe they'll become nicer. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I would love to have you back with me here on my channel, and from this reason I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. I will put here on the screen some other videos that I recommend you to watch, and I will see you on my next one. Stay matte, fresh and beautiful. See you in my next video. Bye bye!